Hello and welcome to another video for Midas Touch Toys, Games and Collectibles. And today we are looking at the 1995 release by Kenner from their Star Wars The Power of the Force series of die-cast mini figurines. Now, I think there was 10 different figurines that were produced in all. And I know that Kenner done 2 box sets and then they started to release the individual figures. And now this particular box set we're looking at today is box set number 1. Which contains 6 of those figures, and this is the box that it comes in, and it says Star Wars The Power of the Force 6-pack contains Han Solo, Chewbacca, Stormtrooper, Boba Fett, Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. It says placed together to recreate your favourite movie scene. Includes 6 exclusive trading cards, which apparently each trading card is unique to each figure. And it says die-cast metal collectibles, ages 4 and up, warning, choking hazards, small parts, not suitable for under 3 years. Okay, so that's the front of the box. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the box around and let's have a look at what's on the back. Okay, so I've turned the box around and this is what we got on the back. So you can get a much better view of what the figures are actually like here. So it says Star Wars The Power of the Force die-cast metal collectibles. It says let the battle begin. The Rebel Alliance squares off against the Galactic Empire in a complete set of collectible figures or figurines. So we have got Han Solo, who's linked up to Chewbacca, who's linked up to the Stormtrooper, who's linked up to Boba Fett, who's linked up to Darth Vader, and at the very end, linking the 6 together, is Luke Skywalker. So the bases, by the looks of things, have just got sections where they can just link together. I don't think they actually stay connected, but it's just the shape of the bases that actually can link them together. And it says, add to your die-cast collection with the Star Wars 4-pack, which includes C-3PO, R2-D2, Princess Leia and Obi-Wan Kenobi, and we also do have that set available actually, and it says the Force is with you in all the Star Wars action figures and vehicles. So the whole list at the bottom there says Stormtrooper, Darth Vader, Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Chewbacca, R2-D2, Ben, Obi-Wan Kenobi, C-3PO, Princess Leia Organa. 2, 4, 6, 8. There's one missing there. Who's missing? Oh, Boba Fett. Boba Fett's not on that bottom picture for some reason. I wonder why. He's in the top fit picture. But anyway, and also you had the 4 die-cast vehicles that they produced, which was the TIE Fighter, the electronic X-Wing fighter. Actually, these weren't metal, the die-cast ones. These were just the models. The electronic models, also the electronic X-Wing fighter, the electronic playset vehicle Millennium Falcon, and the Land Speeder. And it says figures sold separately. So yeah, so it's not just the die-cast advertising there. At the bottom they're advertising the actual ships, the plastic ships. And it says join the Star Wars fan club for $9.99 a month. And then just below that you've got the Lucas copyright information, and you've got the Kenner logo and the copyright information at the bottom. Proof of purchase, the barcode, and it says Star Wars 6-pack. Okay, so that is the back of the box. I'm just going to drop the box down to see what we've got on the edges or the ends. So we've got here Star Wars The Power of the Force as an image of Darth Vader's helmet. Die-cast collectible or die-cast metal collectible 6-pack contains Han Solo, Chewbacca, Stormtrooper, Boba Fett, Darth Vader, and Luke Skywalker. If I turn the box to the end, let's turn it over so we can read it the right way up. And it's got Star Wars again, it's the same again, I think. Darth Vader helmet, Star Wars, The Power of the Force, die-cast metal collectibles, and we are the same on all the other ends. Okay, so let's turn it round. I think what I'm going to do now, actually, rather than us try and look through the window, I'm going to open the box, because I think the figures are all still shrink wrapped onto a board. So I'm going to open the box, take them out, and let's have a look at them outside of the box. Okay, so I've removed the figures from the box, and they're still in this tray, which is the back side of the box. Okay, and this just slides actually inside the box. The box is just an empty box with a front window, and everything else then is held onto this card. Now, obviously, the figures are all are still attached to the card, so I can't actually remove them. But what we can do, because it's very clear, we can have a good look at each figure and we can give them some measurements and sizes. And also, just behind the bubble here is the 6 cards. You can see the Luke Skywalker card there. It says Star Wars: The Power of the Force, and you've got Luke Skywalker, Rebel Alliance, and there's one of those cards for each of the figures. Okay, so let's start with Boba Fett. Let's have a zoom in on Boba Fett, and there you can see Boba Fett there. Now, Boba Fett measures, let's try and do this without damaging anything. So 6 centimeters tall, and his, slide him over a little bit, let's get my ruler in. His base plate is 6 centimeters. If you measure the figure itself, he's 5 centimeters. And depth wise, they're about 1.5 centimeters deep. So that is Boba Fett. They're all quite heavy, these figures, obviously, because they're die cast metal. But if we I'll try and have a good look at each individual figure. As best you can see, it's a very nice likeness of Boba Fett. Good detailing and good paint work on the figure itself. And there you can see he's holding his blaster, and he's still got his rocket on the back there. So that's Boba Fett. Let's move on to Han Solo, and there's Han Solo. Now, the facial features of Han Solo is not the best. I think it's, again, they haven't really sculpted the face to match the actor, Harrison Ford. They've just literally made a figure and tried to paint it to look like Harrison Ford as Han Solo, but it really hasn't worked, I don't think. The rest of the, obviously you can tell it's Han Solo because of the clothing and the blaster and so on, but the facial features are not very good. Anyway, let's measure him again. So Han Solo is again about 6 centimeters tall, and again, if we measure the width of the we're looking at about 6 centimeters, the length of the stand. And again, if we measure, Han Solo is about 5 centimeters, and they're all about 1.5 centimeters deep. So that's Han Solo for you. Okay, moving on now to Chewbacca. Again, I mean, the face is quite poor, really. Obviously, you can tell it's Chewbacca, but the face is, I really don't think is a great likeness of Chewbacca. However, the rest of the figure is pretty good. Nice paintwork again, and obviously he's got his bowcaster with him in his hand. Obviously Chewbacca is the largest of the figures. Sorry, I keep knocking the camera. I do apologise about that. So the largest figure, Chewbacca. Now he measures 8 centimeters from the bottom of the base to the top of his bowcaster. If you can just see that, let's just zoom out a little bit. So from the bottom of the base to the top of the bowcaster is 8 centimeters, and if we measure from the base again, we are looking at, his base is smaller. His base is only 5 centimeters, and again is 1.5 centimeters wide. But if we measure him from the end of his bowcaster to the end of his hand, we're looking at close on 7 centimeters. So that's the width of Chewbacca, 7 centimeters. Again, as I say, not overly impressed with the final features of the figure, but they're still nice figures, I must admit. So far, I think Boba Fett is the best. Okay, let's move down and have a look at Darth Vader. Now, this is a little awkward one to see, actually, because of the light reflecting. I'm going to try and... that might be a little bit better with additional light on there, so we can see the facial features. I mean, Darth Vader is very good. Let me just, if I can just bring that closer to the camera, it might be a little bit better. There we go. So Darth Vader, I think the facial features of Darth Vader is much better. Although you couldn't really get Darth Vader's face wrong, could you? It's quite unique, the mask that he's wearing. And all of his outfit is pretty unique to the figure, so you couldn't really as I say, you couldn't really get that wrong. Again, it's a nice figure. Size-wise, we are looking at, again, 7 centimeters tall, so it's quite a large one. And from the bottom to the measurement of the stand, let's just zoom out again so you can see this. So the stand measures about 6 centimeters in length, and again, he's 1.5 centimeters deep. But widest point of the actual figure itself is 4 centimeters. Okay, let's move on to Luke Skywalker, and Luke is holding his blue lightsaber. Let's again, it's not bad actually of Luke Skywalker. Of all the facial features on this one, I think this one's the closest to Mark Hamill, who is up there. So that's Mark Hamill as he was as Luke Skywalker. And if we zoom back down there, so that's not a bad likeness really of Mark Hamill's face as Luke Skywalker. So that one's probably the best likeness of them all actually. And obviously you can see he's in his Jedi gear. I think this is his Hoth gear from The Empire Strikes Back. That's what it looks like, and the card also would seem to support that. Okay, so let's measure Luke. So we are looking from the bottom to the top of his lightsaber, and that's getting on for 8 centimeters. Although the top of Luke's head is only 5 centimeters, so it's quite a bit higher with the lightsaber. The length of Luke's stand is 5 centimeters, obviously the same as 2.5 centimeters deep. And if we measure his widest point, which is his legs, I think, again, he's looking at 4 centimeters wide. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. But he's probably, I say, the best facial features is on Luke Skywalker. And then we come to, which I think is probably the best of them all, is the Stormtrooper. Again, you can't really get the Stormtrooper wrong. They are so unique in their gear, and he does look very impressive, I must say. Yeah, really good size, detailing on the figure, and obviously he's there with his blaster as well. Size wise, again, we are looking at 5 centimeters on the base. Height, we are looking at 6 centimeters again, and again he's 1.5 centimeters deep. But if we measure him himself, he is again 4 centimeters, which is the widest point across his feet. Okay, so that is the 6 figures. All nice figures to display. There's no playability with these figures. They weren't designed to be played with. They were made purely for display. They are die-cast metal, and there's no give. You can join them together, so there are cutouts in each stand so that you can slot them together. They don't actually really connect, but they do slot together. There's no connection on them, but they do move in together. So there's parts of the stand which are cut away to allow part of a different stand to connect to it. So that's how you recreate your own movie scenes. So, okay, how well did these die-cast figures do? Well, to be perfectly honest with you, I really don't think they've done that well. Now, obviously, these were released in between the new Star Wars movies, so that episode 1, 2 and 3 was not even, I don't think they were even announced that those 3 films were going to be made when these were released. So it's all based on the original trilogy. They did release them originally. I think there was some that was released in the 70s. I don't know if any of them, these were the same figures, but these were the 90s released, 1995. So I don't think they've done very well. At the time, I think it was just when they were digitizing the original 3 movies, and the original 3 movies were going back on the cinema, which obviously prompted a whole load of merchandise to be reissued. And Kenner, who had the license from the original 1970s Star Wars figures, again carried on manufacturing figures for the new release. And that was before Kenner was bought out by Hasbro. Okay, but the die-cast figures, I say, there's no playability with them. They were literally just for display, which is why I don't think they've done very well. Whereas the 3 3/4 inch action figures were phenomenal again. They just took off again. So but these ones, I don't think they've done that particular well, which is why they're so hard to find these days. And trying to find these figures mint sealed on card like this particular set is very, very difficult indeed. But as usual, we at Midas Touch have managed to find a few, and they're currently available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to quite simply by clicking the link below. It'll take you straight to the website where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Star Wars items and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles. Come to that, there's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes to the website. There will be something for everybody, and I'm absolutely positive you're not going to want to miss this, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new products which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you are looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or maybe just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know, the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. And believe me when I say we have got thousands and thousands of more products. Some of them are incredibly rare and vintage, which we're very excited about, and we're doing our utmost to get them ready to go out onto the website and to shoot videos for. So stay tuned, keep watching, because there's some amazing stuff coming soon. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed this very short video. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon.